All right. Welcome back to Galactic and Spiritual Wisdom for the New Earth. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode about soul ties. Soul ties is an interesting concept because many of us know the version of soul ties when it's in relation to past relationships. Anyone that you've had physical, sexual intimacy with will understand to that level on that bond and tie that is created. So with these, that is not the only way to create a soul tie is by being with someone intimately. That is one of the most common ways that we're aware of, absolutely, because you're streaming sacral energy with the other person. So when you're streaming that energy, you're also sharing life experiences, emotions, even traumas and wounds, and things to that nature. But this can also happen, a soul tie, with others who are not in a relationship with you, who are not in sexual intimacy with you. There are many ways to create soul ties, and not all of them are necessarily negative from that standpoint. We form ties, we form connections, we form deep soul bonds with others, and it's not always negative. There are lots of people on this planet who have that, vibrational match for us in a good way. And then there's others that do have a vibrational match for us too when it comes to things that we need to heal and things that we need to clear. Some common examples of these soul ties are really good friends that we hold. So people that we have bonded with emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So when we talk about spiritually, this could be people that you go to for healing sessions. You are creating somewhat of a bond because you're sharing deep emotional aspects of you. Teachers, mentors. So when we think of it from this perspective, we also have to realize that we need to be a bit choosy about who we share our energy with, and not in a way where we're in fear about anyone else, but just discerning of what's right for us in that time. Because if we are sharing our deep emotional sides, if we're sharing deep past traumas and wounds, maybe we're sharing the most vulnerable, open aspects of ourselves as well from the heart. And while I always think we should be open and vulnerable, not everyone is going to be a match for our frequency either, and that's okay. So looking at this discernment and knowing, is this someone I want to create an emotional bond with, a spiritual bond with? And even for whatever example, if you do, and it turns out to not be healthy for you anymore, or maybe you do need to go in a different direction, there are also ways to disconnect from that bond that's healthy as well, so you don't keep carrying anything from the past necessarily. I will share with you a meditation today on how you can actually go about bringing in one of the sacred rays to release any relationship or friendship or situation from the past that is no longer serving you, that you can actually gain the wisdom from and release the rest. I don't see anything necessarily as a mistake in life. They're opportunities for growth. So even if I have had a not so healthy connection with somebody, I understand where maybe I needed better boundaries. Or maybe things happened beyond my control and I have to be okay with that as well, but I can still stand in my energy and my power and release anything that might be left over from them. There's some really great ways to balance your energy. I love meditations, and we're going to go through that pretty shortly here. But one other tool that you can use to help balance and stream your energy, and it's relatively simple, but it just depends on your weather, of course, and what it's like during this time of year for where you are. But you can use this any time of year. One of the most simple ways for me to go rebalance my energy and to let go of anything in my energy field that is not mine is to actually go sit with attention. So when I say attention, it is where you're bringing your focus to. So if it is a tie or some energy that you want to release out of your body, that's not yours. And then when you do that, you're going to find a tree that you feel called to sit by. I always ask the trees if they're okay with working with me. I ask any sentient being if it's okay. This could be a crystal, it could be a tree, it could be a plant. It doesn't matter. It's all a sentient being. I ask for their permission. And just a quick note on that, how you ask for permission is that when you ask, for me, if I get a really deep gut drop, to me that's a no. If I feel light and almost, giddy and happy, that's a yes in an instant. Some people may hear yes, some people may hear the no, and that's perfectly fine too. You might see the words yes or no. Some people might get a bitter taste in their mouth if it's a no. Some might get a sweet taste in their mouth if it's a yes. You can also set up the yeses and nos for yourself so you know what they mean. These are just some ideas and some guidelines so you can play with it on your own. So once you have found a tree that is okay with working with you, then you're going to sit by that tree. You can get as close to it as you like. I usually am about a couple of feet away from that tree, but then I face the tree. And as I face the tree, I sit comfortably on the ground. I lay my palms open on my lap, and then I start taking in very slowed, controlled, deep breaths. And I visualize and feel my breath connecting with the energy and breath of the tree. With every inhale I take, I feel the exhale from the tree. And every exhale I make, I feel that inhale from the tree. So then you're streaming that energy together. And I'll do this for as long as I need to, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Sometimes the tree will actually tell me when we're done. And then when that streaming is done, I just bring my conscious awareness back to, quote unquote, this reality. I open my eyes. I express gratitude for the tree. I express gratitude for my true self. I express gratitude to the earth. And then I return to my normal day-to-day. So that is one way you can work with streaming energy. And when you have that attention that maybe you want to dissolve a soul tie, you can really start feeling into your body and get creative and see where that soul tie is actually sitting for you. So remember, these soul ties, they can be healthy things, they could be unhealthy things. And even if these people are no longer in your life, you haven't talked to them for 5 or 10 years, some way to know if you have a soul tie to them is if they keep showing up in your dreams. Another way, and consistently, not just like, oh, for the first time in 10 years, they were in a dream. But the other way to know is if you keep getting that nudge or that feeling to search them up on some social media and you keep repetitively going through their social media pages. Another way to know is that if they keep showing up in some way as well in your world. If they keep popping up over and over and over in your mind and you're wondering why. It could be there's a soul tie there. So now we're going to go through a meditation and with one of the sacred rays so that you can learn how to remove soul ties for yourself. And again, this isn't a judgment, it's just discerning on your energy. In your energy, we should be taking in nourishment and we should be letting out quote unquote waste products, things that we no longer need, things that aren't ours, for example. So it's like the macrocosm of the microcosm. I think of my auric field like a cell membrane. So what my cells do internally is very similar to my auric field. Yes, it needs to be strong. Yes, it can't have holes necessarily, but it should have a selective transport system, so to speak, for nutrients. We need to let nutrients in. Our auric field can't keep everything out. So if you're focusing on your auric field being like a cement block, you're blocking yourself from vital earth energy, from vital sun energy, vital cosmos energy. And that's when your chi is going to start to drain. And when your body is going to start depleting because it can't let the quote unquote toxins and waste out because it's too strong, too thick. It's like cement, right? And what happens to a cell if it can't let toxins out? It begins to deteriorate. So we have to understand on a discernment level that we need to let the nourishment of some of the external pieces in. So again, vital earth energy, sun energy, cosmos energy, things that are supportive to us, things that are nourishing and nurturing to us. We also do need to have connections with others. So now for this meditation, what I would like you to do is just start taking in some slow, controlled breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And I want you just to drop down into your heart. I want you to feel the pulsing of your heart. And just notice your heart opening like a rose. Expanding with every breath. And then what I invite you to do is take your hands and just put it about a few feet in front of you and just feel and see if you can feel the different levels of the auric field. The first level is just on top of the skin. Second layer is about a foot in front of you. Then 2 feet in front of you. Then 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, and 6 feet. See if you can feel the difference in the layers of your energy field. Notice if you can see that around you. And then what you're going to do is take your hands and start at the top of the head. And you're just going to scan the front of your body. And as you're scanning, engage your sense of sight, your sense of hearing, taste. What are you seeing in your mind's eye? Do you see any energy interference? Do you hear one? Maybe it has a different frequency than your frequency. And just keep moving down the body. And just make a note if you do find a place that seems to have like a round ball with a cord attached to it. And just keep that in your mind as you're scanning if you find any of these. Maybe it's in your body, maybe it's outside of your body. It doesn't have to be in your body. So just keep scanning. And I'll just give you about another minute. And as you're scanning the front, you can also focus on the back as well. If you're flexible, then you can scan from the top and work your way down the back side as well, making sure that you are taking in nice deep breaths as you scan. Once you've found that ball of energy that has a cord attached to it, what you're going to do is call in the fourth ray of harmony. The color, emerald green. Notice it start to trickle down through the crown, moving its way down through your auric field and into the body. Whew, I'm getting some really warm, tingly sensations. It almost felt like bathing in this warm glow as soon as it started trickling through. There's a shimmery green that I see, just to give you some ideas. That's not how you have to see it. However it looks for you, however it feels for you. This will be different per person. This is your personal journey. And if you wish, you can call in the Ray Masters to help assist you if you like. And when you do call in the Masters, they are there to show you how to work with it. They will show you so that you can use it on your own. You can call in Archangel Gabriel. You can call in the Elohim. And as you feel this emerald green, or see the emerald green, or hear it or taste it coming into your body, the qualities are physical courage, purity, generosity, perception. This will help you understand any perceived conflict and soul tie. Maybe it's one that you're unconsciously choosing, maybe it's not. Only you can tell yourself. But this is about letting go of old relationships, friendships, people, and situations that are no longer suited to you energetically. This will help ignite creative energies. Allow you to see your creative gifts. Being in the wild woman or wild man energy, divine masculine, divine feminine. And maintaining that in your reality. Noticing if you hold any judgments or beliefs based on these old soul ties. And as you feel this color or see it moving into your system, you're going to direct it to where you have found that soul tie. You're going to direct by breathing in that energy or focusing it into where that ball of energy is. Now watch it fill that ball of energy. Watch it go through that cord all the way back to who it belongs to. And on the next deep breath, you're going to feel this ball starting to dislodge. And if you feel called, you can use this affirmation. It is easy to release soul ties that no longer serve me, as I'm currently releasing all of what no longer serves me. Now breathe out that soul tie out of your field, out of your auric field, out, out, out. That emerald green energy, taking it out of the system, out of your energy field, dissolving, transmuting. Now notice where that soul tie was. Take that emerald green again and fill that space where that soul tie was holding. This will fill that space and allow communication from all other parts of the body to resume. If your auric field needs to be repaired, use the emerald green to repair your auric field now as well. Send love to the situation. And if you feel called to send love to the other person as well as yourself, noticing any bits of wisdom that come through in regards to that. Now you're going to focus this green emerald energy shining bright, going into your root chakra system, stimulating your root, going down into the earth, connecting your energy and the emerald green energy with the earth, transmuting and grounding, allowing that Mother Earth energy to flow up. And if you need to do more soul ties, then feel free to do so. But if you feel complete for the moment, notice the emerald green energy dissolving in your field. And now look again on your auric field. Feel it again with your hands. How does it feel? Does it feel more spongy in a sense? Not spongy in the way where it takes in everything, but just more flowing, if that makes sense. Does it feel less hard? Can you actually feel it now versus before? Now feel your body. Noting what has changed. If there's any sort of tension that you're holding before, if it's still there. You may feel like you need to move your body. Just move your body to move the energy. You can use this meditation as often as you like. You can also use that emerald ray for more than just soul ties as well. You can use it to enhance your creativity if you need to. You can use it to work on self-judgments. You can also use it to heal sexual energy. If you're also ready to take a big leap of faith in your life, the emerald green ray, the fourth ray of harmony, will help you. Appreciate yourself. Place your hands over your heart. Appreciate all of who you are, all that you've learned, how far that you've come, how much you've changed and grown. And give gratitude to yourself, to the fourth ray, to any of the beings that may have assisted you today. And I am in gratitude of you for listening and joining me on this journey. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out and let me know. I would also love to know how this episode has helped you as well. Have a great evening, and I'll see you on the next episode.